which is joint ownership, so that with
Yeah,
that I will pay lesser amount as deposit.
yeah. I think it's what is called joint borrower sole proprietor. I think that might be what it is. So eventually, that you can jointly borrow with the person. So, like, say, it could be anyone really, subject to you know them, and then you live at the home on your own. If that's probably what it might be, he or she might be referring to, where you jointly own it, but you get the borrowing from both of your money, but you live in it. So you personally, that might be what he's
Oh,
referring to, which is very common. That's quite a good that's a
okay.
good way to get you the borrowing that's needed. Essentially,
Yeah,
that's what it's used for.
yeah, yeah. Because as he was saying, he said, if I do that, and at the end of the day, probably if I have more money, I can now pay the second one off. Like I want to pay the whole the single person to own it instead of joint ownership. Like so, I